Hello, my friends, and welcome to Youth Potential, a channel dedicated to helping young people with mental health problems. I have two books available, 102 Distraction Techniques and Self-Harm to Self-Harmony. Both of these books are only available on Amazon. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hello, my friend Scott here representing Youth Potential. Now we are on the second part of getting a job when you suffer with mental illness. So this part of the video, this part two, this is about the kind of build up to the interview, like the preparation, that sort of thing. It's probably going to be quite a short video, to be honest, because you don't need to do too much. The first thing you need to do is research that company that you've got an interview with. So the company that I work for, I went on their website and they had like an about or a history section. Went on there, read through that, took some notes, bullet points, key points, and then I put that into a notebook. So when doing research for a company, all you need to do is look at their website, and 99% of websites, 99% of company websites will have like a history or about, and that's what you need to do. Just look through that. They may have a section like a mission statement or our goal, something like that. Look at that as well, so you know what the business is all about. Now, the reason I tell you to research this company is because in the interview, a lot of times the person interviewing you will ask you, what do you know about us? And by doing that research, it kind of shows that you've taken an interest. You're more than just there to earn money, and that's what people always look for. They want people who are doing the job for more than the money. They want to see that enthusiasm, that keenness, that interest, that initiative, and just doing a bit of background research on the company. It really does help. Honestly, I think it's really good when I've interviewed people in the past and I ask them, what do you know about our company? And they say nothing, and I just think, okay, you haven't really made too much effort. And then when they tell me that the company started in this year, they did this and then did that, and now it's in this place, and I just think, there you go, you've done your homework. It's good. It's really good. It's a good first impression. So yeah, do the research on the company, look at how they started, what they're going to achieve, etc., etc. Okay, get yourself a notebook, take down these bullet points. This notebook's, you're going to keep this throughout the interview as well. So get that notebook, write down on one page all this information about this company, just relevant information, like dates and their achievements, and what they want to do and what they deliver to their customers, basically. So that's the first thing. Okay, so you've done your research. The next thing, it's the day of the interview. Okay, so on the day of the interview, just as you did when you actually went to the store or the place of business to speak to a manager or a member of staff and to hand in that CV and do that application. Dress to impress. Again, suit, tie, shirt, shoes. Please don't wear trainers. Don't wear jeans. Don't wear a t-shirt. Just don't be a fool. Okay, when people turn up to interviews and they're wearing casual gear, I just think you don't give a fucking damn, do you? You do not care, and if you do care, you certainly don't know how to turn up to an interview. Okay, people want to see smartly dressed, okay, formal. Okay, you might not have to be that formal when you get in the job, it's maybe completely different, but in that application, that interview process, you need to be smartly dressed. Okay, look your best, go get a haircut if you have to, trim your beard, shave it off, put on some nice smellies, makeup if that's your thing. Just look your goddamn best, dress to impress. I can't emphasize on this enough. So many people in the past I've interviewed and they just look terrible. Anyway, yeah. So dress to impress. Go over your CV in the leading up to the interview, okay, whether it be the morning before you leave for the interview, whether you're sitting in the waiting room for the interview, go over your CV. The idea here is that they may ask you about yourself, and you might, because you're feeling a bit nervous, a bit anxious, sometimes you get a bit of a brain freeze and you can't remember everything. Looking through that CV, will just kind of give your brain little anchor points, little sort of like bits of memory, so that when you are in the interview, you're going to just remember and it roll off your tongue, rather than being like, oh shit, what did I used to do as a job, or where was I 4 years ago? You know, it's just good to go over it over and over again. Also, bring the CV with you. They may have a copy, they may have lost it. Just bring a copy with you. Always bring a copy of your CV with you. I mean, when I'm interviewing, ringing people up and saying, you know, come to an interview at this time, I normally print out their CV because I use it as an employer to write notes about that person as I'm interviewing them on there. Sometimes I don't, and I say, have you got your CV with you? And then I look for it. Okay, just bring your CV with you, your cover letter. If you've got any qualifications like GCSE grades, or I don't know what you have in other countries, sorry, any qualifications, school grades, anything like that, certificates like first aid or achievements, anything, all those kinds of things, put in a nice folder, bring it with you. Okay, so you've got all those bits together. Now you're going to make your way to the interview and you're going to be feeling fucking anxious. Okay, interviews are some of the scariest things ever, but they don't need to be. Okay, remember, it's just a conversation with another person. Okay, and if you fuck up, the worst thing that can happen is they say no. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, and anyway, and another thing you need to remember as well is that when you're going for a job, it's about them fitting around you as much as it is about you fitting around them. Okay, they're looking for the good in you, but you've got to look for good in them. If you know, you're going to this job and you're meeting with this manager and he just sounds like a miserable arsehole, you think, fucking hell, why should I work here? Like my partner Carla, she went to go and apply for to work in a business which I'm not going to name, where her sister works, and she got there. She asked to speak to the manager, and apparently the manager was too busy to come out and speak with her, and said that she just give the CV across or something like that. And I just thought, and I said to Carla, I was like, who the hell does this woman think she is? Like, didn't even want to come out and speak to a potential new work colleague, you know? It's just fucking pathetic. I was like, don't fucking work there, Jesus Christ, like, no. So anyway, yeah, it's a mutual thing. It's not just about you being this ideal candidate for them, it's about that job being right for you. So just remember that, okay? There's two sides to this. It's not unbalanced, you know. Anyway, so on the way to the interview, yeah, you can do this when you're in the waiting room or in the car or wherever you're going. Square breathing. I may have spoken about this before. Can't quite remember, to be honest. So square breathing is a technique that I picked up in a skills and support group for people with BPD, EUPD, and it's basically something that the military use to help regulate their breathing and their heart rate, and it's fantastic. It's also in my book, 102 Distraction Techniques, and I recommend it. I use it regularly. So if you're feeling really anxious, you know, you're kind of fidgeting and your heart's racing, all you need to do is this. Breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, breathe in for 3 seconds, and then just repeat that process, like breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold. You can do it for 3 seconds ago, 4 seconds ago, or 5 seconds ago. Just keep repeating this. Count in your head. Even draw a square in your head if you want to. That's what I usually do. Just keep doing this until you feel yourself relaxing a little bit more, okay? It's perfectly normal to feel anxious, but just practice that. It'll make it a little bit easier for you, because the last thing you want to be doing is playing with a fidget toy in an interview, or chewing gum to calm yourself down. So another thing you should do is definitely arrive early. So say for example, the interview is at 1 o'clock, turn up at 1:45. I usually say about 10-15 minutes beforehand is absolutely fine. It just kind of shows that eagerness to want to be there. If you show up too early, it almost looks like you're trying to just revolve it around you. It's like, no, they've asked you to come at this time, not the time that you choose. If you turn up late, the chances are I'm not even going to bother interviewing you. I don't know. I mean, I've had incidences where people have called up and said, look, there's traffic, I'm going to be 15 minutes late. I give them the benefit of the doubt, they're telling the truth, and I will interview them, and that's fine. So, and that's a good point actually. Before you leave, get the phone number of this business. So for example, you are caught in traffic unexpectedly, call them up, let them know what's happening, and you'll have a better chance of actually making it to the interview in the first place. So when you get there, ask to speak to the manager or whoever it was that was arranging the interview. When they called you or emailed you, they should have told you who the interview is going to be with. If they didn't, make sure you ask. And then when you get there, just say, look, my name's blah, 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 blah. I'm here for the interview with such and such. And obviously, when you rock up to that business, smile, good old handshake, enthusiasm, that positive voice, okay? Oh, one more thing that I forgot. When you put in your notes together about the background of the business and what they do, whatnot, have questions ready. Now, at the end of most interviews, any good employer that's doing interviews, they're going to ask you, do you have any questions for us? And if you don't have any questions, I'm always a bit suspicious, because it's like either they don't care or they're just not overly smart. I just get this bad vibe. So, I know there's always a question of money. Don't make that your first question. Just sort of say, what would my shift patterns be like? What's the team like? How many people am I going to be working with? What's your busiest time of year or busiest days of the week? These kinds of things. And then, finish on money. At the end of the day, they know you want to earn money, so finish with that one. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Right, so the next video, I'll be talking about the actual during the interview process. Okay, cool. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you in a bit.